existing laws, together with the working institutions, are very much capable of exacting accountability on all levels. That is the first statement I wanted to make, that this government is fully capable of ensuring accountability in these anomalous flood control projects. Okay. Why do I say that? We have started the investigation in this manner. First, we have conducted an in-depth interview with the DPWH officials, central office, on all the aspects of operations of the DPWH, from planning, procurement, finance, payment, and even information management. So we identified the workflow process and the document approval process. So any deviation from this legally approved work process and document approval process is an offense, because exactly the checks and balances are put in those rules to ensure proper implementation of a project. So now we all have the affidavits showing the proper process. Now, we investigated particular contract ID numbers, meaning particular projects that are funded and are given budget for implementation. So these projects were bidded out in a manner that is supposed to be transparent and fair, but on that process, there are already violations. So after the award, the implementation, there were also violations noted in the implementation, evaluation, and eventual payment. And as everyone knows, there were many payments made based on SWA, or Statement of Work Accomplishment, and Certificate of Completed Projects, when there were no actual structures erected. So that is what we refer to as ghost projects. Okay. So presently, we have a stream of regular cases that are now ready for case build-up and or preliminary investigation. So on Monday, November 10, the first schedule of preliminary investigation for the flood control projects is set, and they will be confronted with all the evidence gathered by the task force, and they will have their opportunity to explain their side. But mind you, at this point in time, when we are ready to conduct the preliminary investigation, to our minds, the evidence to support the offenses charged are already complete in our possession. So it's up to them to refute these documents and to put up their defenses. But to our mind, because it has reached the stage of preliminary investigation, we are quite confident that this is already right as a strong case that can be and should be filed in court. Okay. So before this matter is referred to for preliminary investigation, both the DOJ and the Ombudsman conducts fact-finding. In the DOJ parlance, we call it case build-up. Okay. Aside from the 5 cases that are ready for preliminary investigation, there is a next batch of 6 cases ready for case build-up and eventual filing as preliminary investigation by middle or late next week. Okay. This will involve higher officials. The first batch involves only DPWH officials, district engineer down, assistant district engineer, the project manager, the engineers, even the back members, and the contractors will be part of the respondents. Okay, but now in this second batch, additional 6 cases, there will be higher officials other than the DPWH district engineer. For the next batch, there will be proponents or politicians involved in downloading and who availed of the kickback. So you can expect a congressman, past or present, to be involved in the next batch of cases, senators, whether past or present senators, and other proponents who were involved. So the process is very systematic, and we're very circumspect, because we do not want to charge a person unduly, even at the stage of preliminary investigation, when we do not have sufficient evidence, because it violates their constitutional right to presumption of innocence. That is why we are asking for patience, because we are balancing the power of government so that it will not be oppressive to the respondents, and at the same time, the need to get justice. Because justice can only be based on evidence that is available, admissible, and credible for the court's purposes. So right now, we are leading to that stage. Because not only do we have evidence coming from those involved in the DPWH, but also the major whistleblowers who know the kickback scheme and who have now given statements to implicate the proponents, not only the DPWH officials, not only the contractors, but even the proponents who are possibly past and or present politicians. So that is the manner by which we are doing this. And before we actually conduct the PI, we are already collating the evidence that is also available before the ICI. So there is no duplication of our work. The ICI is present during the task force meeting, and we give them the contract ID numbers of each particular project that we're investigating. And now they have a chance to put in the information and evidence they have gathered on their own proceedings. So this is now compiled together and formulated as one complaint when it is ready for preliminary investigation. So we are very confident that the process is being followed, cognizant of the constitutional rights of the respondent, and yet ensuring accountability at all levels. We will not spare anyone of any criminal charges, but it has to be based on the evidence that we have gathered. And I'm very happy that, as I explained previously, the whistleblowers, and I'm referring to Henry Alcantara, Bryce Hernandez, JP Mendoza, RJ Dumasig, Asali Santos, and other contractors who have approached the WPP, Witness Protection Program, for assistance, are now telling all. Previously, the first interview, they give a few anecdotes, narratives. The second interview, they give a little more. But now, I'm very happy to say that they are telling everything. So at this point in time, we believe that there is now sufficient evidence to implicate even politicians. And we are willing to do it, not because we want this as a weapon or anything, but it is a job we have to do. It is something that is incumbent upon us to pursue criminal cases against those involved. So that is forthcoming, and the people should be assured that the legal framework, the existing laws, and the functioning institutions are sufficient to ensure accountability.
Sir, just to clarify,